My Popgoes has officially been released, and it is filled with Five Nights at Freddy's secrets. Unless you've been living under a rock, you already know that the 10th year anniversary has rolled out, and this was the first game on the schedule. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it is wild what you will uncover by the end of this video. The game has multiple secret endings and hidden lore that could change the way we look at FNAF forever. So if that sounds good to you, do me a big favor, hit that subscribe button. Let's go ahead and dive in. April 2023, the character by the name of Bonnie opens up a toy chest in the attic. Inside of this toy chest are multiple things, one being a Bonnie mask that was 3D printed, as well as a Chica plushie, which her mom seems to have bought her. But we're focused on the cardboard box sitting within the chest. Inside is a My Popgoes, something that would resemble a Tamagotchi pet in today's standards. And that's where our journey begins, as we go back in time 15 years to a present labeled Bonnie. It's our 10th birthday, and our dad gave us this card, which reads, "Happy birthday. First of all, I'm so sorry that I'm not able to be with you today. I've been up to the neck in work, but I know you hate that excuse. I'm just hoping you'll forgive me once you open your present. Hope you have a great day, take care of mom, and I'll hopefully see you next week." And that's when she begins to open her present provided by her father. This present is actually really cool. It's a My Popgoes. Surprisingly, it's a miniature Freddy Fazbear's Pizza with a twist. Inside is a My Popgoes. This Popgoes has visited Freddy's Pizzeria, and you need to go ahead and make sure that it's entertained by music, drinks from the vending machine, and of course, eat some delicious pizza. What a way to pass the time while our dad is out doing his thing. The machine is simple enough, as it only has 3 buttons, and our dad wishes us a happy birthday and wonders where our imagination will take us. And so the games begin, as we control our Popgoes, as he cooks pizzas and drinks from the vending machine, keeping himself entertained enough to survive from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. every day. Many people found this part of the game quite tedious, however, I enjoyed it. You have to go back and forth and keep your Popgoes alive, very similar to that, like I said before, of a Tamagotchi pet. But what makes it really interesting is as you complete the nights, you also get new unlockable achievements and customizables. You get stickers to add to your Popgoes machine, as well as journal logs. One of those logs being Popgoes the Weasel. The name is Oliver Popgoes Evergreen. Obviously, the species is a weasel and it is 21 years old. There's also a quick bio that comes with this journal entry, and it says that it's canon. After Freddy Fazbear's Pizza closed down, Freddy gave Popgoes his black hat so that Popgoes could take over the role of the singer at a new restaurant in England called Popgoes Pizzeria. Popgoes is very friendly and positive, and he plays and performs with his friends in the restaurant and also in the local forests. And as interesting as this might be, after completing day 5, you move on to the ending, which prompts us to jump forward back into the present day with a mysterious person asking us if we've found that toolbox. But this is where things take a sick and twisted turn, as we say we'll be down in a second, and the game jolts forward to showing a body wearing that same Bonnie mask inside of the chest. Who is this person? Is it Bonnie herself, or maybe somebody else, perhaps her father? That is what we're going to find out as we continue through this video. Now, this is the first ending of the game. However, once completed, you get different versions of your My Popgoes machine, customizing it in different ways, as well as an endless mode, which you can get high scores in. Now, the more you play the game, you actually get more information to the story, and that includes this journal entry that you see here on the screen, which is canon. It reads, "Dear Diary, I completed my own collection of Freddy Fazbear's characters today. I ended up finishing Stone the Crow yesterday, and today I drew Menorah the mouse and wrote up a bio for her. Menorah is a big fan of Popgoes and his friends. She also probably has a crush on Popgoes himself. I remember telling mom about the name Popgoes the Weasel and how she thought it was really clever, so I gave Menorah a name like that as well. It comes from Are You a Man or a Mouse? Mom thought it was was clever too. I've been giving Mom updates on the characters as I make them, but today I remembered one of them for the first time. At first, he seemed worried that I was interested in Freddy Fazbear because he seems to think the character or the place is unlucky or something. It's not like I can visit it, but he did eventually seem quite interested in what I made. He asked questions about what animals they are, their clothes, their favorite colors, things like that. He isn't really interested in my drawings normally, but this was definitely different. Afterwards, I spoke to Mom about how he reacted. She said that even though he was injured at Freddy Fazbear's, he's actually used to be a huge fan of the characters when he was in America. She said that he probably came up with his own characters like I did, or at least made art of Freddy. When he was my age, the first thing she said was that Popgoes in the gang resonated with him. I'm more keen on showing Dad my artwork now, at least of these characters. Good Night Diary, with a drawing of the Popgoes band on the next page. This gives us another detailed look at our protagonist's storyline, as well as her father's past events. And it makes me wonder, did our father come up with a different version of the Five Nights at Freddy's characters? And if so, who were they? We know that he worked in America and at the time was a big fan of Five Nights at Freddy's. But seeing as our characters from England, you can rule out the possibility that a lot of people have been putting out around the internet that this is Cassie's father. However, I guess Bonnie is the key to a lot of different character storylines inside of the Five Nights at Freddy's community. Moving on though, we get another diary entry and it says, I feel really bad about something that happened today and I don't really know what to do about it. It's been about 2 weeks since I showed Dad Popgoes and my other characters, and today he showed me that he had worked on his own character, which he made to fit in with the others I had made. I really didn't like what he came up with, and I think I reacted poorly and probably hurt his feelings. I want to explain why I didn't like it, but first I need to tell you what the character was. So it was a mole named Morse the Mole. He was obviously a dark brown color and carried a backpack and goggles. I think he had builder's hat on as well, and he had tiny legs and a big round body. Dad made an entire sheet about him with lots of pictures and at least a paragraph, which he said was a genius inventor or something like that. I really don't like Morse the Mole, but more importantly, that's what's meant to be something I was working on, not my dad. This is my thing, and I'm doing for fun, and I never wanted one of my parents to take part by making their own stuff for it. And I know this is really rude, but I think I would have accepted the idea of Morse a bit more if he wasn't so weird. I complained about him and Dad after he showed me, which I feel awful about, but I'll go over each thing here. And that's when she goes into a detailed story of who Morse the Mole is and why she hates her dad's creation. Now, if you'll recall, Morse is actually an arcade exclusive character in the Popgoes pizzeria and was eventually the one who kidnapped Menorah the mouse and made his plan known to replace every robotic with replicas inside of Popgoes. However, Popgoes eventually put an end to it, and Morse seemed to be remorseful, even asking Popgoes in another turn of events if they could have actually been friends one day. And this is the character that our dad created, which brings me to the next journal entry, explaining why Morse was unliked by the character. Firstly, Morse the Mole is ugly. He has dirty, dusty colors, a weird face with a scary smile, giant claws, and he just doesn't fit in with the other characters at all. I know my dad was just trying to make him look funny or goofy, but the drawings he did made him look evil or creepy, which, spoiler alert, he does end up becoming. Secondly, I hate his name. I spent a lot of time on the names for my characters. Popgoes the Weasel is named after the nursery rhyme. Stone the Crow is named after the phrase Stone the Crows. Saffron is named after a spice with the same color as her fur. But Dad named his character after a nerd from 200 years ago. These characters are meant to have cool names like Menorah or Hunky, names like Blake. But Morse? Thirdly, Morse the Mole is too sci-fi. All of my dad's favorite movies are sci-fi, and he's obsessed with technology, and he put too much of this into Morse, which doesn't fit with all my other characters who live in a garden or a forest. Dad said that Morse has a backpack with gadgets and tools inside. That kind of stuff wouldn't even exist in the world I made, except maybe a microphone. Speaking of backpacks, Dad took stuff from my characters. He has a backpack like menorah and a scarf like stone, and his stuff is all orange. When I told Dad each character had a special color, and orange is already taken by menorah. This makes a lot of sense, as her father was literally taking different pieces of her characters, and that explains why Morris wanted to take them and replace them with other robotics. He was into technology and sci-fi, just like her father. Continuing on, 5. Lastly, it's too much. Morris has too many things. He has a hat, a backpack, scarf, goggles, big claws, scary teeth, and he's just too ugly to be next to my characters. The thing is, I told my dad how I felt and how I feel awful about it because I know he doesn't usually draw things or even do anything creative anymore. Part of me wants to say sorry to make artwork of Morris for him, or just add Morris to my cast of characters anyways. But another part of me is still really angry because I originally didn't even want to show him my drawings, and as soon as I did, he tried to add his own stuff to it. I know I sound like a blank, but this is only thing I enjoy doing at the moment. I will probably talk to him tomorrow or ask Mom for help. I don't want him to be upset. I just want him to like what I make without getting involved. Good night, diary. And then you see this creepy picture of Morris with question marks and the word why. This was a nice inside look at what our character was going through. The battle of wanting her father to be involved, but not too involved. Also wanting him to be impressed with her work without adding his own details to it. We also get a nice origin story of the cast of Popgoes as well as Morse the Mole and why he turned to begin with. However, once you complete 9 p.m. in endless mode, we unlock a new journal entry. This one says, "Dear Diary, today I ended up being a strange day. I went with Mom to visit Grandma Rose grave, which is a graveyard about half an hour away. I never got to speak to Grandma Rose very much when she was alive, and I wanted to talk to her, but when we got there, something really weird happened. When we reached the graveyard, it felt like it was really windy, but only on my face or in my head. My coat and hair wasn't moving, but I couldn't hear it. When we reached Grandma's grave, it got quieter and it turned into a voice. I think it was her talking to me. I was scared and I didn't know what to do, but I pretended it was normal and I tried to listen while I was talking to Mom, and the voice told me some nice things, but I don't remember much of it. She did say that she was proud of me. I don't know how she can be proud of me if she didn't know me very well. I never talked back to my grandma, but I nodded and shook my head slightly when she asked questions. I remember one thing she said because it was really strange. She said that she had never seen anyone else who could hear her or the other dead people in the field. To prove it, she shouted at my mom, who was right next to me, who didn't hear a thing. Grandma told me to keep this a secret, at least for now. I don't know why she said that, but it had made me feel scared. I'm not stupid. This makes me look crazy. A voice in a graveyard telling me to keep it a secret sounds crazy. I didn't tell Mom what happened, but I think she could tell that something was wrong because she asked me if I was okay when we were driving home. I said I was fine, but I really wasn't. She usually notices things like this. Now I'm lying in bed thinking about what happened. Most of me is really worried about it. I don't know whether something is wrong with my ears or my brain, and if it was real or ghosts real. Why can't I hear Grandma but Mom can't? Why keep it a secret? But another part of me is excited by it. If ghosts are real and I can hear them, can I do something about it? Could I listen to other dead people in the graveyard if I tried? I really don't know what to do. I want to go back to the graveyard, but asking Mom or Dad to take me there would be really weird. I'll have to wait until they want to go, but that might be ages. It's really late, so for now, I think I'll just try to get some sleep. Good Night Diary, and there's a picture of a sad ghost next to a tombstone looking off into the distance. This is another interesting fact about our protagonist. She not only is creating Popgoes from the ground up, but now she can hear spirits. Now, once you complete all of the challenges in the game, you actually get a new secret ending, one that zooms in to the Freddy and the replica model of the one that our dad made us. It begins to slowly zoom in to this creepy looking past event inside of Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, where you see the main stage as well as Bonnie, Chica, and Freddy. There is some ominous music that plays in the background as you can hear children laughing, crying, and screaming. Is this why her father thinks that this pizzeria is so unlucky? Did he witness something here that he never wants to be a part of again? Either way, that is ending number 2. Not only do we get this secret ending though, but we also get character bios that are unlocked when completing these challenges, and a more in-depth story of who Bonnie Glade is. We get a quick look at her in 2008 with a little bio. It says a young Bonnie Glade opens a present on her 10th birthday, a handmade LCD toy created by her father named My Popgoes. The toy features a miniature Freddy Fazbear and a compact recreation of one of the restaurants, all housed in a colorful 3D printed case. But when the toy is switched on, none other than Popgoes the Weasel appears in an adorable pixel art, a character that Bonnie named herself, which means that our father is who put this device together, putting our creation inside of our My Popgoes, which is a really savvy and keen way of showing appreciation to his daughter, taking what she loved most and adding his technology and love for it into one creation as he went off to work. Now, what I want to take a look at is Bonnie's age. In 2008, she was 10 years old. However, when we open up our My Popgoes, we go back to a memory 15 years before 2008. Which would mean the year was 1993. Many people have speculated that FNAF 1 took place in 1993, as the most dangerous job is a play on the night security guard position. Obviously, this is just a theory, but maybe Bonnie Glade had something to do with Mike Schmidt. However, in 2003, April to be exact, after being asked to check out family attire and search for a toolbox, a grown-up Bonnie finds a chest full of knickknacks. Among the clutter is that same 3D printed mask that we already saw resembling toy Bonnie, potentially bootleg plushie of Chica the chicken, but perhaps most importantly, an old cardboard box with the My Popgoes written on its side. Bonnie opens the box and reminisces her 10th birthday. Looking at this outfit, we can definitely tell that it was Bonnie Glade who was shoved inside of that toy box all those years ago. The adult version herself, after watching and reminiscing of her memory, was stuffed inside of the box. But who put her there? One thing that I would find interesting is the fact that if you 100% complete the game, which unfortunately I wasn't able to do, but there is a YouTuber by the name of Ronin Hero Games who was, and shout out to him, as this is his video footage here on screen. He saw that Bonnie Glade in 2024 puts on that Bonnie mask, wears an all black outfit including a hoodie, and it says, for reasons currently unknown, Bonnie dons the 3D printed toy Bonnie mask previously seen in the addict's chest for mementos. That events that follow are explored in Popgoes Arcade and Popgoes Evergreen. Why was Bonnie wearing the toy Bonnie mask? Is she up to something? And who exactly was she targeting? Why was she trying to hide her identity? All this is a mystery, which I'm hoping we will get word of later on this week. We also get one more journal entry that says, "Dear Diary, had a big chat with Marilyn again today. She talked about her mother, and after a few minutes a part of me started feeling envious about the relationship. But after some reflection, music and food in bed for 2 hours, I don't think it's because mom isn't around anymore. I think it's because Mary's experiences sound so wildly similar to dad's. And apparently, Marilyn has been able to help Mary through their own chats. It's like therapy for both of them. But when I try to take the initiative to talk to dad about his trauma and whatnot, he pushes me away. Guess it's not just too much for him. Or maybe I'm still not old enough. But for whatever reason, I feel the need to be the one to fix him. That was enough for me to finally propose my big idea to Marilyn. I told her that I felt a burning responsibility to finally use everything we have access to. The stories, the science, my gift, dig through the keywords online and what our parents have kept secret. Log what we find in a massive document or a blog or something and see if it initiates a part of my dad's. Because when separated, all of these anecdotes and all of this data is just insane. But put together, organized, it may finally make sense. We can bring it all together. I think we're the ones who can, and we need to, just for the sake of dad, but maybe for everyone. And she got it straight away. We're calling it Violet Project. Good Night Diary. And then you can see her make multiple different versions of a logo, eventually falling onto the one that is shown here on the screen. It looks like they're coming up with a way of using Bonnie's gift to speak to ghosts and spirits in order to help people and maybe give us some more answers about the story of the FNAF universe. One thing's for certain, Popgoes definitely opens up a new chapter of FNAF that we'd probably never expected up until this week. These are known to be canon and are shown that inside of the game. Now, what does it mean for the future of FNAF? I'm not 100% sure. Who exactly is Bonnie? Was she named after the Bonnie FNAF character? And if so, why? Who's her father? And why is he feeling remorseful? And what does the Violet Project mean for the future of FNAF? Hopefully you guys have some theories on this as well, and please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. But that wraps up my Popgoes story explained, and I can't wait to see you guys for tomorrow's video on the joy of creation. But that wraps up this video here. Thank you again for all the love and support. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, peace out!